Well, let's get some more now on that national roundtable in Parliament House, where child safety advocates have been discussing the threat artificial intelligence poses to child safety. Former Australian of the Year and advocate for survivors of child sexual abuse, Tame, has been calling on the government to prevent AI being used to create child abuse material. She says AI tools are becoming readily accessible.
It was a broad discussion between sector experts from across very different fields, all who share the mission of preventing child exploitation in all forms. We covered a lot of ground because as AI tools and encrypted tools are becoming more readily available, easy to access, easy to use, and embedded in our daily lives, we're seeing that the landscape of child exploitation, the nature of it, the prevalence is expanding exponentially. We're seeing things like automated grooming, the creation of synthetic child sexual abuse material, which still causes harm to children and to the general public because data sets are trained on pictures of real children. We're seeing offenders using chatbots to prompt them how to instruct if they are caught by law enforcement, how to evade justice and things like that. And we're seeing that encrypted tools are enabling undetectable crime.
Take me through some of the risks posed by AI tools in this space and how widespread it is. We're seeing figures of 24 million visits to websites like this.
In the last year alone, there's been a 1,325% increase in cyber tip reports of child sexual abuse material because of things like generative AI tools that are so readily available that offenders can actually download from the web onto their high-speed devices, and they can create and distribute child sexual abuse material undetected. As I said, we're seeing things like automated grooming, which expedites the process of coercing a child and exposing them to exploitation and things like that. We're also seeing, as I said, the instantaneous and the prolific creation of very real looking child sexual abuse material that also can derail investigations that law enforcement are trying to conduct into real child sexual abuse material, and it's very hard to tell the difference, even to a trained eye, between some of this synthetic material and real child sexual abuse material.
Yeah, take me through some of the limitations that are there in terms of police and law enforcement also using AI in their own investigations. Are you calling for changes there too when it comes to how they investigate child abuse material?
There are limitations because of privacy laws and policies such as that. In the Australian jurisdiction specifically, there are other jurisdictions around the globe that are empowered with victim identification tools that expedite the process of investigations, that are able to rescue children far quicker than we can here in Australia because we're limited with what tools law enforcement can actually use in those processes. So there is scope for governments to enable law enforcement, specialised law enforcement, not all law enforcement, but specialised law enforcement, to use these tools for the purpose of protecting and rescuing children.
And what kind of responsibility do tech companies carry here, and what exactly are the changes that you would like to see by the government?
Tech companies themselves have a huge responsibility. They have largely avoided accountability for any of the harms created by their platforms since the internet first became a publicly available domain. There needs to be a duty of care on the tech products themselves. It shouldn't be up to individuals to detect and report their own abuse. It is possible to build safeguards into online platforms, and we need to see safety by design. There's a huge onus that needs to be put on the tech sector.
Tame, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. Really appreciate your insights.
Thank you.